Hello, welcome to a new episode of This Is Not a Video. I would like to do a little episode about a band that few people know, actually, and this is a band called The Temple. So they've got six albums, and I would like to rank them from least favorite to favorite. A little bit of history about The Temple. So they're a Belgian band and they were active. They started in 1994. And they first started as Merry-Go-Round, and they released this album, Merry-Go-Round, Jason and the Ultimate Dream. And soon soon after the release of this album, the keyboard player left the band. This album is a little prog rock, Marillion, Peter Gabriel type of stuff. And the keyboard player left the band, and the other guys thought, well, let's continue with another guitar player, add a guitar player to the band, and let's do something a little bit more hard rock, in the vein of Purple, Led Zeppelin, and all those new sounds that were back back then in the 90s. Pearl Jam, I guess, the Cult. It's really a mix of all those influences, way back from the 70s up till what was really modern at the time. So it's quite an exciting band, I think. And like I say, they've done six albums. They're still together. They're still playing. They haven't done an album in quite a while now, but well, they'll get there, I guess. So my least favorite album is actually their latest one, and it's this one. So this was only released in LP, and they go by the name of the Wrong Swans of Jizzaloo. And this is an album called Turbo Covers, and this is an album that only features covers, and it was basically some type of gift for the fans. It's their 20th anniversary, so they wanted to do something a little bit special. Um, Release an LP with covers of, you've got Led Zeppelin, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, T-Rex, The Beatles, Steppenwolf, Judas Priest, Guns N' Roses, Pink Floyd, Men at Work, Billy Joel, and then this came with a bonus CD, which had the album and uh, extra tracks from Rush, the Stones, Whitesnake, and then a couple of original songs as well. So this was released in 2014, like I said, for their 20th anniversary. And by then, the band is a trio. So they started as a four-piece band, and here they're just the three guys. Uh, and this is their latest release. My number five is the one that was released just prior to that, and it's After Tea Time, which was released in. Here there's the guys, and they're in their sheer heart attack pose. It's a tribute to the mighty Queen, which is one of their big influence too. So this is a little bit of a weird album. So this is also a trio. This was released in 2009, and actually it was recorded at the same time as another album that I will talk about later. It was recorded at the same time, and those are kind of the not exactly the leftovers, but there's a bunch of covers that they didn't want to put on the previous albums, and then there are songs that were not quite finished at the time of the other one was released. So here, that's a little bit of a mixed bag of newer songs and covers. You've got covers from so you get River Deep Mountain High, Room Service, Kiss, Amaretta from Deep Purple. You've got Mrs. Robinson from Simon and Garfunkel, Inagata Vida from Iron Butterfly, and Venus from Shocking Blue, Kids in America from Kim Wilde. So it's a little bit more poppy of an album. There are some typically hard rock songs like Watch the Dead Man and SSSA. But otherwise, the rest is pretty poppy, I'd say. Time Bomb is kind of a golden earring type of song. Afterlife is kind of proggy, but it's 4.5 minutes long, so it's not a full prog song, but it's it's a cool album, but it's not their best. Cool cover though, really like it. So that's my number 5. My number 4 is their second album. This is Straight, and this was released in 97 or 98, I guess. By the way, all those albums are self-produced and self-released. They never hit. They were never taken by a label. So this is 98. This is their second album. Cool cover. And it's kind of a weird one. So they released their first album, and then they were supposed to go on a tour with a bunch of other bands, and the tour didn't happen. But in the meantime, they had already recorded a bunch of songs that were more that were shorter tracks that were more suitable for concerts. And this album features all those shorter, more to the point, more straight to the point, rock and roll, hard rock tracks. So you've got Freedom Highway, Rock and Roll Chapel, Hit and Run, Looney Bin, Toxic Man. They're all 3-4 minutes long tracks, and they're really rock and roll, hard rock, Whitesnake kind of type of stuff. The Cult. Then you get some songs that are a little bit more complicated. I'd say Haunted Whispers and Excavation to Insanity. You get a cover of The Doors, Waiting for the Sun, and then you get the single, I guess, from the album, The Bible and the Gun, which is a heavy groovy track. It was a good song that they extended live. But then, so you've got those 10 tracks, and for some reason, for some real obscure reason, they start the album with a thing that's called Straight Reversible FX11 system, which is basically 11 minutes of the album put backwards. Okay, so now it is artistically interesting, But I mean, how many times are you gonna listen to that? Um, and I remember that the point was that, at that time a lot of bands were putting hidden tracks at the end of the CD. You'd have like a 15 or 20 minute blank, and then you had something happening. And here the statement was, well, we're going to put that hidden track, that annoying hidden track, right there in your face, straight at the beginning of the album. And I get it. I mean, I get the statement that they wanted to make, but it just doesn't really work that well if you gonna listen to the if you want to listen to the album over and over again. And I mean, people, they're gonna, if they don't know the band, they're gonna grab the album, listen to that thing, and probably not go to the second track. And that's real bad, because the rest of the album is really good, solid recording, a real good sound, heavy sound. Um, no keyboards, just full guitars and great playing. It's a good record, if not for uh, that weird introduction. So that's my number 4. My number 3 is their fourth album, which is Peace and Love Amplifier, which is the last one that features the 4 guys in the band before they become a trio. So this is the album that was recorded at the same time as the After Tea Time, and I mean, it already features 16 tracks, although you get an introduction and then you get an outro, so it's 15 tracks, and it's a damn good album. Maybe the production is not as professional as the 2 first ones, uh, but this, I mean, those songs are super well written. They're quite difficult to get in. I mean, they're not easy track. It's really probably their most Rush like album. Think Rush from the Roll the Bones, Test for Echo period, with a little bit of the Cult mixed in, and the groovy Deep Purple from the Morse era. It's really a good classic hard rock album, and they're really, all the songs are really good on here. Um, yeah, not a stinker. Really cool album. Cool pick. A little bit in groundhogs type of picture, but no, it's a real cool album. Real good. I mean, the artwork and all is beautiful. So this is their fourth release, and it was released in 2005. My number 3, my number 2 is this one, Agalma. So this is their third album, and they actually um, went to another studio recording. This is the guys, their full glory, and this is a little bit of their punk period. Um, the album is recorded by a DJ, a guitar player of La Muerte, Belgian garage, heavy, fantastic band. And so he's the one who records and he plays on one track, and it's a more the sound is definitely more garage, which is fine on half of the tracks, uh, because half of the tracks are uh, more punk oriented, and so it absolutely fits those songs. But for the more let's say hard rock, classic, the tempo tracks, the sound doesn't fit so well. The production is a little weaker than on the two first albums, and even on the fourth. So, but it's a very brutal album. It's really in your face. It's loud. There's a lot of guitar, uh, big drumming. The bass is incredibly good. The vocals are, you get loads of melodies, but loads of screaming, and it's really a good, um, a good dynamic album with loads of cool cool stuff happening. There's also a killer um, cover of Silver Machine. Um, Fantastic. One of the best covers of that song. And then you get the album closes with two lengthy tracks. Mongrel TM, which is a little bit more of it starts acoustic and then it goes into that big fat rhythm in the in, yeah, a la Kashmir, a la Soul Asylum from The Cult. Then the the last track on the record is a psychedelic track, and it's a little bit like, a psychedelic Pink Floyd, the Doors. Um, it's full of weird noises and the crazy mix. It's a real good ending to this album. It's very chaotic. Yeah, it's a good album. Um, Agalma, and this was released in 2002. And my number one is their first album, self-titled The Temple. You can see that they went for the Jack Daniels cover, which isn't really representative of what's inside. I mean, inside it's really, like I said, a blend of classic hard rock and what was happening at the time in the music business. I mean, you hear um, you hear the influences of Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains. I mean, you get a song called Legalize, and this is, it's not grunge, but it's got those low verses and those high choruses, and the dynamics that you can find in grunge music. You get the opener, that's Perspiration. That's an epic song that very similar to Ceremony of the Cult. Trash City, it's their to me it's their absolute classic track. They've probably played it at every concert. It's the big, beefy, fast-paced rocker with that middle part with the huge solo and that's going up and up and up, and with the flange and all it's really a great song. And the album ends with ISQY, which is big, epic, 8 minute long blues, but the kind of blues, a little bit in the vein of T for One from Led Zeppelin. And then you get that midsection in the song, which is almost thrash metal, with that big riff and the big choir. Yeah, it's really something completely different for blues. Then you get the doomy track, which I remember that actually um, the, the the guitar player from La Muerte, who was also the guitar player in Woven Nest, he thought it sounded a bit similar to the band Trouble, which I mean it's great, it's amazing. Um, then you've got Wicked, which is a fast-paced, big, heavy drumming, very groovy. Um, Loaded Laugh. That's the shortest track on the album, and it also has those lower chorus, uh, the lower verses and big chorus and back to solo and so it's very dynamic. It's really a great album, and this is their first release, and it was here is a picture of the guys, lyrics, cool stuff, man, cool stuff. This is really a great debut, and the recording is fantastic. It was recorded in a very professional studio. It doesn't sound at all like first album or a demo or no, it's really cool. And it was released in '97, and yeah, unfortunately those guys never had a label uh, interested in them, so those albums were only available in at concerts or here and there in stores in Belgium and maybe in you know maybe in Germany somewhere or anyway. Check them out. This is a really cool um, hard rock hard rock band with a lot of good things, a lot of good influences, a lot of good playing. Um, this is my number one, The Temple, self-titled. This is my number two, Agalma. Number three, Peace and Love, Amplifier. Cool cover. I just love the colors on that one. Number four, Straight. Maybe someday it'll get re-released and they can get rid of the intro. Who knows? Number five, After Tea Time. And number six, the kind of fan release, The Wrong Swans of Jezalou turbo covers. And this is the CD that was available with the LP signed by the guys. So there you go. 6 albums. They also have a live album, which was never. I mean, it was officially released, but you can only find it in CDR or it was never officially, properly released. So there you go. Go check them out. The Temple, um, amazing band. Lots of great stuff. Lots of great songs. If you like the classic rock, if you like hard rock, if you like more um, 90s type of rock, if you like good melodies, Queen, Rush, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Pearl Jam, The Cult. Well, even sometimes, I mean, Motorhead. I mean, those guys are big Motorhead fans, so go check them out. They're really really good. So go do that, and do not forget that this is not a video.